Okay, typically I don't read these ahead of time, but I had this one here. Let me see. It's called Sharing Hope, and it's inspired, or it had a thing here. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Psalm 119:11. That caught my eye, so I went and read that. Now I'm reading the rest of this the first time, but I was looking for something. Sharing Hope. As Emma shared how God helped her embrace her identity as his beloved child, she weaved scripture into our conversation. I could barely figure out where the high school student stopped speaking her words and began quoting the words of God. Interesting. If you read enough of the Bible, if you're just reading, you would be amazed at how often scripture pops up into your head, and whatever conversation you had, or whatever you're thinking of, or whatever you saw, scripture pops into your head that fits the situation. That's how I know I haven't been reading lately, because I'm not getting it. Very powerful. Let's see. Barely figure out where the high school student stopped speaking her words and began quoting the words of God. When I commended her for being like a walking Bible, her brow furrowed. She had been intentionally reciting scripture verses. See? Though daily reading of the Bible, the wisdom found in it had become a part of Emma's everyday vocabulary. It's just amazing. He provided to share his truth with others. He provided to share his, meaning God's, truth with others. But Emma isn't the first young person God has used to inspire others to prayerfully read, memorize, and apply Scripture. When the Apostle Paul encouraged Timothy to step into leadership, he demonstrated confidence in this young man. Paul acknowledged that Timothy was rooted in Scripture from infancy. Like Paul, Timothy faced doubters. Still, both men lived as if they believed all Scripture was God-breathed. They recognized Scripture was useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. Training in righteousness. Training in righteousness. A little bit of work there. So that the servant of God may be thoroughly equipped for every good work. When we hide God's wisdom in our hearts, his truth and love can pour into our conversations naturally. We can be like walking Bibles, sharing God's eternal hope wherever we go. That is true. How do you hide Scripture in your heart and mind? How has God's wisdom helped you share his truth with others? Father, saturate my heart with your wisdom so I can share you with others naturally and courageously. How do you do that? With the words. Pouring words into your brain, onto your heart. The first verse it showed here, so you know what I'm doing, it says on top there, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Psalm 119. And for some reason, blessed are the undefiled in the way, blameless, who walk in the law of the Lord. This is David, I believe. This is Psalms. Who walk in the law of the Lord. Blessed are those who keep his testimonies, who seek him with the whole heart. They also do no iniquity. They walk in his ways. You have commanded us to keep your precepts diligently. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep your statutes. Then I would not be ashamed. When I look into all your commandments, I will raise you with uprightness of heart when I learn your righteous judgments. Mind you, this would be considered Old Testament. But Jesus comes in, go back to John 14, 15, 16, has a whole slew of do's and don'ts. Actually, just simply says you need to, keep his commandments. Obey his commands. How can a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to your word. With my whole heart I have sought you. Oh, let me not wander from your commandments. Your word I have hidden in my heart that I might not sin against you. That's the scripture they used here. Blessed are you, O Lord. Teach me your statutes. How does he do that? You're reading John 14, 15, 16. With my lips I have declared all the judgments of your mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of your testimonies as much as in all riches. I will meditate on your precepts. Or you might just read the Bible a whole bunch. Pray and contemplate your ways. I will delight myself in your statutes. I will not forget your word. That's David speaking. There's a whole bunch more here. I'm not sure exactly why, but I was compelled to read that. Love you. God bless.